So, the word in Tevad is that you're having a hard time trying to choose who to summon for, whether it be this handsome devil from Sneznaya or this femboy archon wind god that all he likes to say is wouldn't gliding be faster. So, hopefully in today's video I can help you decide or at least make a more informed decision on which way you're gonna go, if it's gonna be for this individual or for Tartaglia. So, hopefully you enjoyed the video today, hopefully you get something from it, and let's go ahead and jump straight into it. Alright guys, so in today's video, that's exactly what we're going to be talking about, whether you should be pulling for Tartaglia or if you should pull for Venti in version 1.4. Now really quickly, there are a few disclaimers that I have to go over, so let me go ahead and get those out of the way really quickly. And I feel like this video is an easy one to go over and pretty simple on who you should go for, but as the disclaimers go, first and foremost, you have to talk to yourself and decide, which character do you like more. If you like Venti more, then you go for Venti. If you like Tartaglia more, then you go for Tartaglia. If you like his gameplay style, you like the way he operates, you just enjoy his character design, all of that good stuff, then you go for that character. That's first and foremost. That's priority. That's how you should be playing the game of Genshin Impact. So hopefully that makes sense. Secondly, after that, if you only care about, let's say you like both characters equally, you like Venti as much as you like Tartaglia, then it comes down to, well, what do you need more on your account? Do you need more of a DPS character, or do you need more of a support crowd controller? You have to ask yourself that question as well and see what you need on your account. So those are the two disclaimers that I wanted to go over. Who do you like more? And then if you like them both equally, what do you need more? Do you need more of a support crowd controller, or do you need more of a straight up DPS character? So those are the two things to go ahead and quickly just ask yourself before deciding what to pull on in version 1.4. The next thing that I did want to mention really quickly as well is in version 1.4, I would wait about a week into Venti's banner. Just give it about a week into his banner and see if there's any additional information on possibly a third character coming in version 1.4. I don't think so. I think it's only going to be Tartaglia and Venti, but I wanted to mention that just in case there might be another character that comes. Just wait a little bit, see if there's any data mine information or any new information to come out, and then pull on Venti's banner if, everything just is according to what they stated earlier. So wanted to mention that. Also, you have to take into account Rosaria is going to be in Tartaglia's banner if I'm not mistaken. So if you want Rosaria, that's something to take into consideration as well. But if we're speaking about just the two characters in general, Tartaglia or Venti, which one you should pull for? Right off the bat, if you don't have Venti, you should pull for Venti. It's just plain and simple. Outside of the disclaimers, outside of everything that I just mentioned, once you take all those things into consideration, if you don't have Venti, I think you should be pulling for Venti first and foremost, just because of his utility, just because of how good this character is. I put Venti in probably the top 5, if not top 3 best characters in the game, just based off of his kit alone and his elemental burst. His elemental burst is by far one of the best ones in the game, if not the best. And it is the best crowd controller in the game as well, because if you do not know, which you should know, the Wind Grand Ode, it just collects all the enemies into this essentially a black hole in a sense, and it keeps them there and does damage at the same time, as well as if you have the other elemental reactions going in with that elemental burst, then you're going to be able to do additional elemental damage of that type, whether it be Hydro, Pyro, Cryo, or Electro. You're going to be doing more damage of that type. So it's just one of the best elemental bursts in the game. It's absolutely fantastic. Now keep in mind, this is not that great against big enemies or bosses, but against mobs, which is about 97 to 98% of the game, it's going to be absolutely fantastic for you. Not to mention his elemental skill is really nice and knocks up enemies. It keeps them up in the air for a period of time, has them fall down slowly, and it gives you energy back towards your elemental burst, so that way you can pop this more often. So Venti is absolutely fantastic, and I would know because I've been a Venti main. I have him Friendship 10, level 90. I have him at Constellation 3, not on purpose. I wasn't trying to go for C3, but I was trying to get him in general, and I just got extremely lucky. But yeah, so I've been a Venti main, and I know what he does, I know what he's capable of, and I know his potential and how good he is, and he's an absolutely fantastic character. and one that will help you be able to navigate the world a little bit easier with his hold on the elemental skill, being able to fly up. Just Venti has so much utility, and he fits on literally every team comp that you put him on. He's just an absolutely fantastic character, and like I mentioned, top 5 if not top 3 best in the game. So if you don't have Venti, I think you should get Venti and acquire him on your account after you take all those other things into consideration that I mentioned earlier. Now, Tartaglia, he's an absolutely fantastic character as well as a main or sub DPS. His whole shtick is around his elemental skill, where he switches stances, and from a gameplay standpoint, Tartaglia is one of the coolest in the game. His basic attack strings when he's in the melee stance is absolutely fantastic. It's very fluid. It's a lot of fun to play with, and switching stances is a lot of fun, going from a range character to a close combat character is a lot of fun to do, and just utilizing that to the best of your abilities. It's just a lot of fun to play the game of Genshin Impact. But that's just basically what he is. Now, him being Hydro is really nice because he does synergizes with a lot of different team builds and team comps. But he's just a main or sub DPS. His elemental burst is one of the hardest hitting elemental bursts in the game. It's like 3rd or 2nd if I'm not mistaken, next to Zhongli and Hu Tao. But yeah, Tartaglia he's a great character. He's definitely up there as one of the top 10 best characters in the game, in my opinion. He's a lot of fun to play with. His, like I mentioned, basic attack strings a lot of fun when he switches to the melee stance. Switching from melee stance to range is a lot of fun, and being able to make sure you keep an eye on how long you're in his melee stance and switching back is a lot of fun to do as well. It keeps the game interesting. It keeps the game very fun to play around. But like I mentioned earlier, if you don't have Venti, I think you should be going for Venti, and he is the better option in my opinion, just because of how good he is, how good his elemental burst is, and how versatile and such a great crowd controller that he is as well. So that is just basically my 2 cents on it. That's what I think when it comes to Tartaglia or Venti. If you had to choose between the two, if you don't have either or, I think Venti is the way to go. But at the end of the day, it's completely up to what do you have, who do you like more, or what character were you looking to obtain from the start, or what do you need on your account. It boils down to those things, and that's for every character moving forward when it comes to who should you summon or who should you go for. It's always, the disclaimer is always going to be, well, who do you like more? Who do you think you're going to use more in the game? And then once you ask yourself that question and it's a tie between the two, then it's, well, what do you need more? Who would benefit your team the best on your account? And then once that's answered, then it's, well, do you have them both? Do you only have one? Do you need to obtain one? At the end of the day. So I feel like that's how, who should you summon should always go down. And then once again, keep in mind, we have Rosaria in Tartaglia's banner. So if you're excited about Rosaria, yeah, she's going to be in Tartaglia's banner if I'm not mistaken. So you got to keep that into account as well. But anyways, guys, I hope this video helped. I hope this gave you an idea of which direction you want to go, or allowed you to make a decision on who you're going to go ahead and summon for. But anyways, guys, I'm going to go ahead and get out of here. Remember to stand out, be different, have fun, go further beyond in everything that you do. And until next time, my boys, until next time, it's your homie Cody GT, and I'm out. Bye, guys.